Hello, and welcome to today's video. So today I want to talk about a weird topic. It's dreams and visions. Because I've been doing a lot of Bible prophecy in time related videos, I've been getting in my YouTube feed here at Emmaus Road Productions. It's full of videos where people are saying something like, God revealed blank to me in a dream, or God showed me a vision of blank. So I want you to watch this video, go through this journey with me, and tell me what you think about dreams and visions. So, first, I will confess I don't know everything. I am not an expert in all things. Uh, I am not sure what to think about all these people claiming to have dreams and visions. Um, I'll admit I'm a little skeptical, but I also fully recognize in our modern world, we try to look for scientific and natural explanations for everything. And we dismiss this idea of the supernatural. But as a Christian, I know that I serve a supernatural God. I believe that there is a spiritual, unseen realm that surpasses all human comprehension. But when I search YouTube and I look, I put in the hashtag visions and I came up with 216,000 videos and 66,000 channels. Most of these seem to be Christian or religion oriented. Then I put in hashtag dreams and I got 290,000 videos and 103,000 channels dedicated to the hashtag dreams. Now, a lot of the dreams ones did not appear to be religious in nature or Christian focused or anything like that. Now, I'm not trying to disparage anybody's experience, but when I look at scripture and consider that the biblical narrative covers a period of 4,000 years, dreams and visions seem really rare. So I went through the Bible, and this is what I came up with. You had Abram or Abraham. You had Abimelech. He was there. If he's someone you don't think of a lot, he was a guy who took Sarah, uh, Abraham's wife, because Abraham had told him that Sarah was his sister, and God warned him in a dream. You have Jacob, whose name later gets changed to Israel. You have Joseph of Egypt. You have Balaam. You have Gideon. You have Samuel. You have Nathan. You have Ahijah. You have Solomon. You have Nebuchadnezzar, Daniel. So you'll notice I didn't put scripture references with a lot of these here because most of their books are recording their vision or there are a ton of visions in them. But you have Daniel, Isaiah, Ezekiel, Obadiah, Nahum, Habakkuk. Then you have Joseph of Nazareth, who was warned in Matthew chapters 1 and 2. Matthew 1, he was like, fear not, he was told in a dream, fear not to take Mary as your wife. And in chapter 2, he's warned, hey, Herod's coming for you. Go to Egypt. And then he was told in another dream that Herod was dead and it was safe for him to come back. You have Pilate's wife in Matthew 27. And then John, you can make an argument whether Revelation was a vision or a dream. I believe it was a vision. Also, I think it's important to mention that when the Bible speaks of vision, one way you can interpret that is someone actually seeing something. So, like when you have Ezekiel see his wheels within wheels within wheels, it doesn't mean that this is some kind of altered mental state in which something's being revealed to him. I believe he is actually, God has peeled back the veil and is allowing earthly man to see the heavenly or spiritual realm. But by my count, there are 20 people that had dreams and visions. Some only had one, some had multiple. Personally, I rarely remember my dream. They say everybody dreams. It's just some people remember them and some people don't. My wife, she dreams and I think she remembers all her dreams. So either I don't dream or I dream and I don't remember them. I have never had a dream that I felt was from the Lord. So my question is, how do you know then, if you have a dream, that it's a vision and not an unconscious thought that my mind has put together some imagery? For example, for doing these videos, I know you think, oh man, your videos are long enough, but for every minute of video you see, I probably have an hour or more of research I've done for that video. You think that slide with 20 people who saw dreams and visions took 30 seconds to put together? No. Um, so, you know, I have a lot of time where I'm thinking about these things. So if I were to go to bed tonight and I have a dream because I've done a video and then I have a dream on biblical prophecy, is that actually a dream from God? Or is God, or sorry, or is my mind taking all these things that are rolling around in my head and smushing them together into some type of dream sequence? You know, a lot of people who are very pro dreams, they will use Acts chapter 2, where Peter says, in your, you know, and basically, if you read Acts chapter 2, Peter is quoting Joel chapter 2. And he's quoting it as it's been fulfilled, as in the day of Pentecost. You know, your old men will dream dreams and your young men will see visions. You know, it's being quoted, but we're not seeing the actual dreams and visions. And again, when I looked it up, I could be wrong. Vision could mean the vision being revealed that Christ came and died for their sins. Their eyes have been open to that fact. It doesn't necessarily mean some, you know, weird state where, you know, got something weird going on. So, what do you think about all these YouTube dreams and visions? As I said, I'm skeptical. The ones I've seen and looked at, it looks like some of them are taking scripture and they're adding imagined details to it. I'm not saying that they're doing this to deliberately, deceptively mislead people, but they may be doing like what I said. They may be reading this stuff, they have a dream, and then they find platforms that will broadcast their dream and present it. Are these content creators using dreams and visions to add more excitement to their content? I mean, what would happen if I release a video tomorrow and says that I say, you know, and the title of it says, God gave me a dream last night of the rapture, and I had the following vision. I was sitting at my desk looking at my YouTube analytics, and I can't remember whether it was light or dark outside, but suddenly I heard a loud noise And immediately I was clothed with like this bright white light shining all around me. And I was surrounded by millions of others. And Jesus didn't look like all his paintings. I mean, his hair was like, it was curly and it was white, but not like old person white. It was like a pure white, like almost like snow. And his eyes, they weren't like human eyes. They glowed with like this like fire, like white hot fire light. And his like even though he was wearing a white robe like I'm wearing, eh, his skin where you could see it at his feet just glowed like it was almost like he was made out of some metal like gold or brass or something like that. And while this is going on behind me, I heard, as it were, coming from the earth, the horrifying wails of millions of women all at once. It was a terrible sound. And I was wondering, what is this noise I'm hearing? And the Lord spoke to me in my head, and He told me, these are the mothers of the unborn children that have been left behind. Their children have been taken for they're innocent, but they did not accept me, and they've been left behind. And He directed my attention over to a group, and I understood that these were all the unborn children. And these unborn children, they had the bodies of adults because there aren't, uh, I guess in heaven, you are a fully formed adult. And then and while I was looking around, I suddenly realized I was surrounded by my family, but they didn't look like they looked here on this earth. But I knew that this was my grandmother, and this was my grandfather, and this is my brother, and this is my sister, and this is my pastor. And I, I, I was just astonished. And then it was like all of a sudden, I don't know what was moving us forward, but we were seemed to be moving forward, and I saw like this portal open up. And in the middle of this portal, I saw this gold throne, and the being that sat on it was it was like a white sun. It was just pure, bright white light that was so bright that it emitted an aura that kind of changed colors, kind of like when the sun shines through the mist put off by a waterfall and made a rainbow effect. This is what I'm seeing when I'm seeing these dreams and visions. What I just scripted out here was an imagination of a scenario, and I'm taking things from scripture and I'm adding details that may or may not be right. And had I presented this as a vision, you couldn't disprove me. You couldn't say that I said anything unscriptural, but you know, this is why I'm skeptical. Had I had that as an actual dream, if I go to bed tonight and I dream this dream because I imagined up this scenario, if I dream this dream, is it from God or is it my imagination? Let me know what you think. I'm serious. I know that this sounds divisive, and like I said, I don't want to be dismissive. I don't want to be bold enough to call people names who do this, but I'm curious. What do you think about dreams and visions? Please let me know in the comments below. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you, as always, for tuning in. And until next time, have a great day.